A patient came to see me once and said, my wife wants to divorce me. So I said, well, could I ask why? He said, because I never buy her flowers. So I said, at the risk of being obvious, could you not just buy some flowers? He said, no, because if I go into a flower shop and say I want some flowers, they'll think I'm homosexual, think I'm gay. I said, you look less gay than anyone I know. There's no way in the world anyone will think for 1 second you're gay. They'll think, oh, he wants some flowers for his wife. In fact, if you go in there and say, can I have some flowers for my wife? They'll think, great, another customer. They'll just get on with the flowers and it'll be that. He said, are you sure? I said, I'm 100% absolutely positive that's what they'll think. They'll never think anything else. In fact, if you go and say, just, I want some flowers for my wife, they'll just do it. In fact, I know a florist, so I called the florist, said, right, I've got a guy here, knows nothing about flowers, he wants some flowers for his wife. Can you sort him out? She said, of course, send him right in. I said, right, she's just 200 yards away down there. Go there now, get some flowers for her. And he did it. And as far as I know, they lived happily ever after. But I'm saying this story because it's extraordinary how people can make a construct in their mind based on nothing to do with reality or fact and just make decisions, key decisions in their life based on that. I've got a great post coming up on Sundays, one of these Sundays coming up about making decisions. I'll do that then. But the problem with him was, and if you've ever looked at NLP, which is called Neuro-Linguistic Programming, it's a kind of way of understanding the way the brain works. There's all sorts of stuff in that, but there's one of the popular concepts. There are 3 types of people who predominate in one of the 3 senses. We all see, we all hear, most of us see and hear and feel, but most people predominate in one or other of those 3. So if you're an auditory, you like sound and you see the world, you perceive the world in terms of sound and visual and touch and so on. Now he was an auditory, so he kept saying to his wife he loved her because that's what he wanted. She didn't care about that. She wanted to see something. She was a visual. She wanted flowers or a lovely view or, I don't know, a piece of art or something. So that mismatch happens all the time. If you know about this stuff and you know what your partner is interested in, then you can work it out. If you don't know what you are, most people know what they are straight away, but if you don't know what you are, if you could only be talked to about how you're loved or cuddled or hugged or shown something that proves you love you, which one would you have? We all like all 3, but which one, if you only could have one, which one would it be? And that's the one you are. You've got to know what one your kids are as well, and your employees and anyone you're dealing with. Really helps life. Anyway, I'll do more on that later, but at least they're happy now anyway. Thanks for listening.